Morning, everyone. It's Wednesday. Welcome to Embody Your True Essence with me, Ikue. It's September 18th, step 26. How's your mood today? We just went through partial lunar eclipse and full moon in Pisces. I'm good. I'm still here. How you guys feeling? Lots of energy is moving, and moving is good, right? Good morning from Saskatchewan. 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 Hi everyone. Welcome. How's your mood? You made it. You made it. Grand rising, Ikue. Good grand rising, Lee. We all made it. We all went through. We're still going through, but we're still here. Your energy contagious. I really appreciate you. Like I'm coming to a point. It doesn't matter what's happening. It doesn't have to be perfect, but can we just start really believe that everything is according to our plan? Still according to our plan. Even when it seems like going this way, going that way, that's when we need to remind ourselves, oh, we're the creator of our life and we're creating this. And, like I also, since Christopher was saying in his pep talk yesterday, like we're all coming to a point where, okay, you are trying to sink the ship, like that you're on, but it seems like we're being shown certain scenario, or sometimes our wounds try to create a certain scenario, but it's like, is this true for me? It's like, is this like, are we sinking? It's like, your ship says no, then we're not going down. So I think we all comes down to what we believe. And when the time that shows us like, okay, we're going down, or we're going to go this way, but then this is when we need to listen to our heart. Is this what you want? Like, is this what you want? And you can immediately flip the narrative, right? So it's catching yourself, catching yourself like a fish. Can we catch yourself? Yes, you made it to this morning. Yes, I'm so glad you made it. Okay, I'll show you a beautiful blue sky. It's nice. It has been a construction, so if you hear any noise, and that's because of that. But I am embodying in the midst of chaos. We are all finding our inner peace, and that's the whole point of our life. And at the end of it, we are every day. This is at work, reminding ourselves how powerful we are, and how blessed we are, how loving, and all of these. 25 degrees in Toronto this morning. Wow, Toronto is in, I don't know, Hawaii. I envy you. Probably, I don't know how many degrees right now, but it's definitely a little chilly, but it's beautiful. It's nice. So yeah, I got to be in short sleep. I know that today's going to be a beautiful day. I'm very excited. Maybe I should explore outside. Maybe I'll do that. I was thinking about it. Yeah. How's your mood otherwise? I'm good. Okay. So we just had a powerful full moon, and I hope you guys had some time to sit down and really talk to your heart and practice compassion, because that was the theme, because Pisces is the opposite sign of Virgo. We are in this Virgo season, and it's about the balance, right? Virgo is about embodiment and structure, order. But then also, if it's used in a negative way, we started to really judge ourselves and judge others. If something off balance and off structure, out of order. But at the same time, life is about expanding, and we're all figuring out. So it's about the balance of forgiveness and compassion, forgiving yourself and forgiving others. And that's an ongoing everyday work, right? Allowing ourselves to make mistakes and ask ourselves, is that even a mistake? We're all going, let's set the intentions that whatever we go through. And if we set the goal, and when we have a relationship or the goal, career, just trust that. Don't be swayed by small little things and small outcomes. maybe you call into that because of the intention you set a month ago, because you raise your self-worth. And those things are happening because you set the intention. Because we've been, if you've been following me and watching the live, I think I say this every day. It's like, set the intention. Let's set the intention. And that got us where we are. It's like things are moving, which is a good thing. So let's just trust that. It seems like, things going to the left or south, but it's like, wait a minute, things are still happening in my favor. This is where, this is where we make a good choice. Make a good choice. Because maybe in the past, we didn't know better. So maybe think about your patterns in your early 20s, or even maybe past life or in your childhood. Maybe the area you play victim, and this is where we kind of fail ourselves, right? And I am determined that I am going to, all the way, like, I'm going to love myself and love my journey, and whether good or bad. And I stop condemning myself or putting myself down, because it's like, the only person that you can really love yourself is you. And if you don't do that, then that's very sad. So let's just show a lot of compassion for ourselves, and just keep reminding throughout the day, all day, every day, is I am radically blessed, and I'm loved and completely safe, whatever happening in the world, because I take in charge of my life moving forward. And as long as I'm taking charge of myself, and maintain the balance, perfect balance between our mind, our heart, our feelings, and move my body, move my mind, those little things will count. So let's read what Pip Talk has to say. Today is I become step 26. I become authorized. So today is a Capricorn day. Capricorn is well known for leadership and decision maker. And I am 26 Libra, so it's super super powerful. Making decisions. The timing of you sharing these ideas is so aligned for me. Oh, I'm so happy, Jen. Thank you. I realized that my birth time on my chart was not correct. My rising in Gemini 22, that's a innovator Aquarius sign. I originally thought it was 2. Oh, that's great. Yeah, knowing that, it's like you thought it was amateur too, but it's like 22. That's awesome. Yeah, more you know. Can we do some maneuvers with what you're staying while you're talking? Yes, let's do that. What you are saying, yes, sharing, yes. But let me just read this one. So today is a Capricorn energy. Authority and focus are 2 conscious states that will come easily today. It's time to devote your heart to the changes you have planned in your life. There's no going back, right? And something happens, there's no going back. But maybe because we are living with more intention, where, it's not like something we're living by default and let things happen. I think we know better. I like to think that I know better. So I don't put myself down anymore because of what happened. Or still working on the people pleaser part. So if someone get disappointed, and that's a hard place, but I'm still working through it. I'm coming to a point where, okay, lots of things started coming up. I'm still very much live with integrity, so much love and intention, and I'm learning to receive rather than pushing through pain and pushing forward with so much masculinity. I got tired of that. So I just released during this Pisces full moon. I basically release. It's like, I'm just gonna stop. Maybe like a balance. I wouldn't say stop pushing, but it's like stop chasing. That's the harder part, right? It's like, can we just embody being magnetic? Like, it's so draining to kind of just, chasing things afterwards. Can we just try setting the intention, everything is meant to be, and any things that, any connections that are super important for us, when things come up, it's just gonna, strengthen our relationship and connection because of that. So let's really trust. Pisces Sun, Scorpio rising, Aquarius moon. That's an interesting combination. Feeling this learner express 100%. I can relate to the side you are releasing. It's so fatiguing. Yeah, like it's draining. Pisces Sun, so you are very compassionate, so much love, but then people will see you as a little bit of stingy. Not stingy, what's that word? It's like I have a little bit of stink. Scorpio. Don't hurt me, don't hurt me. Probably that's a good thing. But then in the end, you have moon in Aquarius. So I have moon in Aquarius. I learned that having moon in Aquarius, you've been suppressed some of the emotions. You don't know how to feel them and process them. So you got so good at detaching them. It's like intellectualize some of the emotions instead of feeling them. So that's an interesting combination, I think. But overall, regardless of where your sun and rising and everywhere, we are all learning to love ourselves and know that we create our own life and we are good. We are forever blessed and safe. And it's safe for us to feel all those emotions. So, yeah. Yes, thank you. You're so paying off. Yeah, I'm happy to hear all of that learning is paying off. So, um, so Capricorn, the energy of devotion is created by opening your heart to your feelings. So I think it's in our old story, Capricorn is about decision making, leadership, and that kind of like almost like a toxic masculinity, like pushing through pain, let's do this, do that. And commitment. I am very loyal. I am a very commitment. I'm not commitment. Sorry, my embody on commitment. Maybe I can say that too. But again, what do you believe? What do you commit is the key, right? So now, energy of devotion, that's a Capricorn energy, is created by opening your heart to your feelings. So opening your heart to your feeling. Can we just open your heart to your feelings? So that means you're not afraid of feeling all your emotions. When you do, you'll be able to feel anything out of balance or out of place between, because all feelings are valid. Let's just feel that. Like, we're here to acknowledge that those emotions exist, right? And now when you consult those feelings with the heart, that's when we can filter things out. Is this true for me? It is not true for me. It is something that validating, or it is something that is detrimental for the life that we're heading, right? And I think when you feel some emotions that are against our heart, I could literally feel my heart shrinks like this. It's like, it doesn't feel good, right? And we are all learning to just love ourselves 100%. Like, this is a boss, this is a queen bee, like, this is like where we put ourselves crown, like a little crown on our heart. This is us. So now, that's when you know what the truth is. Further, you can feel if your intuition is warning you or possibly providing you with better intel. So heart is the queen where this is like we crowning our heart, right? But then I am learning that it seems like in my past life, I failed even though my heart was open, but I was not listening to my intuition. So here comes my queen bee, need to learn how to listen to the intuition. Intuitions are the inspiration that come up to me, and depending on the frequency, depending on my restriction on my body, or the mindset, I perceive different ideas. So I like to perceive anything that comes to me as more higher frequency and more expansive, joyful, right? So let's just think about that. Are we listening? Are we listening? The voice from our heart, voice from my intuition. So more listening, more observing rather than doing, right? So Mercury opposed Saturn early this morning, demanding thoughts report to the heart. In daily life, it may mean that your mind is ignoring, judging, manipulating what the heart is wishing for underneath. Okay, this is kind of get tricky, right? When you think it's the heart is this, like I love this, I love that, but it's like, okay, do you think heart is being manipulated by the mind to think this way? So that's something that we need to be all filter today. Your mind is ignoring, judging, manipulating what the heart is wishing for underneath. So let's really work on the authority, because today is about decision maker leadership. Like, who is in charge? This. Who's in charge? Which is in charge of the mind, which is the heart. Just navigating a separation, and so learning to honor all parts through this is challenging and align with this full moon lunar eclipse, a launch pad of sorts. It's finding the courage to go. I was sending you a lot of love through all knowing it will be better on the other side. Bless and thank you. Oh, I'm sending you so much love. That's a really hard place to be. Do you feel that this is the right thing to do? Like, does your heart says that this is the right thing to do? Or sometimes, like, you have to differentiate the behavior from the partner's who he really is. Maybe he's not ready for you yet, but then there's a potential. But then people say don't fall in love with potential, right? But I'm also like, are we looking at from the right perspective? Like, is this something that we can flip because we're the creator, we have the power? Sometimes we think something we can't, but then it's all about the perspective, right? In your heart knows that I deserve something better. Then because you set that intention, things are moving right now. But then there could have some doubts and all of that. But if in your heart that this is the right thing to do, then go for it. Yes, all feelings are valid. Love that. Yes, Joyce. So let's going to go deeper into this. So today is 26. 2, I feel, I receive, and I decide. That's the energy. Okay, sorry. I press a different button. So let's go dive deeper. Self-leadership. Today you will feel ready to take charge of your life. Your innate leadership skills are clear and present. Suddenly, you won't feel indecisive or confused about how you feel. The energy will bring sharp awareness to the line between what is acceptable and unacceptable. You'll wake up to the feeling of responsibility and a desire to get business done. So here comes the balance of the Capricorn and also connected to our heart. Remember that 26, today is 26, has a feel. We're all learning to come back to heart and then get in touch with our feelings. So the relationship with the heart and the feeling, and take action on that, it's gonna be super important. I think for our old life, we have kind of just take in charge and make decisions because that was the right thing to do, or that was the thing that you were taught. And so we're really learning that, like, your action is supported by your heart and the feeling. We all need to agree. So now, the only negative side effect of the net 8 energy is that you could become too bossy, short, or pushy with yourself or others. There's a tendency to overcommit or bite off more than you can chew. That was me for a very long time. So now I know that was a Capricorn side of me. There's a tendency to overcommit or bite off more than you can chew. Be careful with the promises you make to yourself or others. This energy will bind you to the promise, and the other party will remember and hold you to it. And I think that's what happened to me a lot. I'm learning to relax a little bit more. in terms of commitment, instead of like, I am committed, but what do you commit, right? I am committed to my inner peace. I'm committed to my inner balance. In your greater narrative, today is the day you will be ready and able to commit to what your future life will become next. This is such a high level decision that one must hold a devotion of the heart. In fact, only your heart can be the parts of you that make this commitment, since your heart will be the part of you to generate the source energy. Step 26 explains the energetic relationship necessary to make any promises today. Your heart must be able to open, step 6, to the feeling you're manifesting. Okay, say it again. Your heart must be able to open to the feeling you are manifesting. So it's like, okay, I feel this, and my heart agrees. Yes, yes, yes. So when you feel anger, let's say, okay, what does my heart say? Okay, agree. Okay, that's good. When I'm feeling happy, okay, ask my heart. Okay, agree. If you feel your heart can open to the feelings of your intentions without any resistance from yourself or someone else, then you may decide and commit to the manifestation. If you feel your heart can open to the feelings of your intention, you know, I 2 days ago I felt this. Whatever happening in my life, it looks like it's negative or positive or whatever that is. Anything that is meant to stay in your life will stay. Period. anything is anything that is meant for you will stay. And you don't have to chase, you attract. And that is the truth, and I am learning to embody that. There's nothing you have to chase. There's nothing, I mean, you take actions, but there's nothing to go overboard and do something that is against your heart and that is not meant to stay in your life. So, I think we all have programming. We're all learning to relax into our body, our mind, our heart, and our feelings. And when you notice, like, normally when I wake up or throughout the day, I notice a lot of tension around my neck. I notice a lot of tension around my hips. I mean, those are like the very common area I think people are going through. And those patterns already existed since you were, I would say, 10 years old, right? And then it seems that these patterns become more prominent and obvious as we age, because it's, creating this pattern many times, and those patterns created your action, trigger your action, and it got us where you are. So the pattern exists. You could move your body, you could move your mind, but then if you don't change the core of who you are, where you come from, like, do you believe that you're safe, protected, and loved, and you're blessed, completely blessed? Or is your core based on fear? It's like, oh, I need to work hard to prove myself. I need to work hard to be loved. Or if I'm not doing well in my life, I'm not worth it. Those little things. I think we can all relate to that, right? So the pattern already exists. And it is our job, our duty to notice that pattern and do something about it. So here comes the power of moving, right? I love working on my fascia and meditate at the same time. So what I'm doing right now is using my fingers and going to the tight area in my back, and it starts to pressure like a marshmallow, and I give myself a little counter rotation. It doesn't really matter anywhere, you just feel it out and move around and breathe and think. Let the fascia melt. Let that pattern stored in your body and mind melt. Like, thank you pattern, thank you anxiety, right? I think even when you're not anxious person growing up, I think in a sense, do you guys agree? COVID really traumatized us. COVID season, we were taught to live in fear, right? And we were taught to kind of just like, yeah, like and then there's good or bad, but at the same time, I feel like this pattern of anxiety kind of like ingrained in my. I mean, it's already existed, but maybe the COVID helped me bring up all the parts of myself that are unhealthy that I don't want to take to the new life that I'm creating. So it's the practice, it's the self awareness. It's like every time you're feeling this way, I so this is funny. I have a little scar here, if you guys notice. Um, I found this mole removable cream online from China. And I took it and I left it for a very long time and I started to feel tingly sensation. And the instruction says it's like if you still a tingly, it's working. And I left it for too long, and obviously the skin around the eyes was so sensitive. I noticed that the skin was just like going really crazy, and then I removed the cream off, and it was too late. So it's like definitely like my skin's going through it, and but I'm not too upset about it. It's almost funny because I somehow in my mind I just like have this thought that it could have been worse. Could have been worse. It really could have been worse, right? I could have like put all over that cream all over my face, but it's like okay, I am so glad that it didn't, like it could have been worse. So I'm not too upset about it. I could hide it. I mean, you can't really see when I do Instagram live, so I'm okay with it. But when I go out, I put on a little bit of foundation. But yeah, I think things are happening. And so the reason why I mentioned this because I've been dosing up anti-inflammatory pill Power Cook and also like minerals and vitamins. I'm just like dosing up like just to speed up the healing. And I like to think that I'm an alchemist. I have the ability to turn any dirt into gold. So I'm using this opportunity to empower myself and also taking a lot of anti-inflammatory pill, which also not only works for these ones, but also, entirely just reducing my nervous system down, calming down my stress. So I noticed that when that energy comes, when I think about certain moments or certain event, the anxiety kicks in, right? It's like for example, I did that dance class. It was really fun. I focused on myself and I had fun. Okay, let's just go home. As soon as I get out of the door, anxiety came back. It's like, whoa! I was able to fish myself. I was able to catch myself. And you know what? In my new story, I'm not going to do this. Hello, anxiety. Thank you for being here. But I'm not going to engage with you anymore because it's not worth it. It's not worth my time. I know that things are happening for me, and I am not going to engage with you anymore. And I thought that was a very powerful thing to do. Um, because the anxiety tightens my neck and my hip. Worry about something, having fearful thoughts about something. And when you know that you're the powerful being, and when you know that you're actually in charge of your own life, and you know that you commit, and you know that you commit with something, that you go, why do you need to fearful about what other people's reaction or things to happen? Or let's say like dance audition. There's always hit and miss, right? And then if you don't get it, you put yourself down. Literally, when you look at like all the reality TV show, when someone did not get selected, that's not because they were not good enough. It's not. It's really about is this person good fit for this job, right? Is this person compatible with this job or this company or this person? So it's not about your self-worth, but but sometimes, like, when you think your heart wants something but your mind says, like, my heart is says something but your mind trying to manipulate and trying to convince the heart, and it's like, oh, it's not working out. Why do you need to convince myself and this or that? Just surrender. So every time there's a tugs of war happening between your mind and heart, and we know that this should win, but then it's here comes the tricky part. Sometimes the mind is true, heart is being manipulated by the mind that you thinks that this is the right thing. So today is the day to really see through that see through that deceiving belief. So surrender, but know that everything is working out for you, whatever that is. And anything that meant to stay in your life will stay. So I don't have to worry about it. You don't have to worry about it. We don't have to worry about it. And sometimes this fearful thought is in the way of that process. So it is just slow down the process when things should move really fast. So just surrender. Every time your mind says something, when the heart is like being, going, the mind likes to go like this, eat your heart. And it's like, no, just stop. And that's a practice of every single day. So if there are unresolved feelings, doubts, worry, or fears in your emotional field, then you are not ready to commit to the concept at this time. You may need a few more days to work through the feelings, or you may need conditions of the agreement to change. In each of your stories today, weight your feelings against your heart to determine the path most suited for your future. Take all the time you need. Ask your feelings several times through the day. So sometimes when things come up, you don't have to make your decisions right away. You're just holding that thought and wait for that inspire action, wait for the inspiration to come so that you can actually examine many factors. It's important to lead with your heart, but it's very important that it's about the teamwork in your head. Ask your heart, ask your mind, ask your feelings, and then think about, weighing options, right? So those things are very important. Today, your heart is devoting herself to a spiritual mission, ambition, or karmic healing. The right intentions will bring a feeling of peace and love. You should feel no resistance inside. So look for that thoughts that give you so much peace inside of us. Look for the thought, look for the inspiration, look for the intuition that, like, completely your body kind of just, it's a moment. You gotta catch yourself. You gotta pay attention to how you're feeling, the sensations. Like when your mind catches you. No, catches you. When the thought comes, the feeling comes, and it's like, okay, this is the thought. This is the idea I'm gonna hold on to because it gave me a lot of passive release resistance. This is where I need to hold on to. This is not necessarily where you make your decision, but this will lead you to the right path. So now, the time has come to choose what you would devote your long-term manifestation energy into. You must fully believe in your heart. This is the right way to do, right way to go. So maybe the key is to hold on to that feeling and that thought that give you a lot of inner peace. Not necessarily things should be this way or that. It's not about that. This is the mind, trying to manipulate the heart. It's like surrender to the outcome. This is where surrender to the outcome. Let it flow, let it be, and know that everything's gonna be so good for you. And if something meant to stay and something not flowy at this moment, it's gonna flip when you have that right attitude for yourself. You are radically forever blessed being. Your goal today is to devote your heart to what life will become next. Commit to the process, not destination. That's why it's not about the destination. Today is about commit to the process, starting point, right? And because today is basically the decision making day, that's a Capricorn, but it's not a taking action day. Taking action day is tomorrow. So you have time. Recognize that you're committed to a process of transformation, not an outcome. Wow, it's like spot on. Commit to a process of transformation, not an outcome. The outcome, your intention, may take a month, 6 months, or more than a year to achieve. The only way the goal will be achieved the only way the goal will be achieved is if you're committed to the process necessary for your life to become what it will become. In that way, you're committed to the journey, not the destination today. I think that's necessary. That's the right attitude. Like, we're all committed to our journey, but the destination, there's no destination. Like, have you ever heard of the phrase, there's no destination, there's no place to go? That's our life, because the journey itself is the journey. Journey itself is the life. So this is a paradigm shift, right? Like, there's nowhere to go. It's really not about destination, but it's really about the process of the journey. So now the only way the goal will be achieved, you are committed to the process necessary for your life to become what it will become. In that way, you're committing to the journey, not the destination today. Choose with your heart. I decide with my feelings and heart. So you don't have to decide your destination. That's not the destination you pick today. But what you decide today is your direction. What you decide is today is your direction, not the destination, but the direction you're heading, and committing to the journey, which is the self-love journey. I love myself and love myself more. And if you are in this path, when you come back to your heart, everything is meant to fall into place. I love to believe that. So, and that decision, that direction you pick today is going to be decide with your feelings and heart. So pick the joyful place, more expensive. Yeah, take it day by day. That's what it is, right? Okay, so I picked this card, and then let's move a little afterwards. Okay, I tapped 26 times, and this is a beautiful card that I picked today. Whee! Align your action with your intentions. So we were talking about the heart, talking about the feelings, and talking about intentions. Stop people pleasing and align your action with your intentions. It's no secret. We all have a to-do list a mile long, and showing up to this thing called life isn't always easy. We've been told by other people our whole life what to do, how to do it, and when to do it. We're used to standing in line, waiting our turn, and trying our hardest to get it all right. That was me, 100%, 150%, 1,000%. I've been told, so used to do it so well in that structure when someone's tell me what to do, and I do it beautifully. But those are the old world. We're not living like this anymore. We've never been told we have a choice. Have you been thinking you want to work out yet having a Netflix and chill night instead of doing what you say you'll do? When you align your intention, what you want, with the action, what you do, you reclaim responsibility for your life. From there, you can begin to intentionally create a vision of your future that excites you. So, deck of the card is called Brittany Carmichael, Shine, and then it's a beautiful card. And look at this eye. Everything around us it's essentially illusion. People do not exist. Everything around us does not exist, and everything is a reflection of our pattern, and we are just learning. But also, here comes my bubble and your bubble, their bubble, and there's a match of frequency. That's why we are here and we're connecting at the same time. It's beautiful. At the same time, we need to keep reminding ourselves we create our own life. And today is a decision day. It's not about deciding that destination, but deciding that direction we're heading. Whatever you choose, we need to, like, it's not the time to think about the outcome. Outcome, I don't know. I have like sort of like an idea, right? But then it doesn't have to specify this, right? And so this is where we need to open up the like infinite possibilities. And infinite possibilities also includes a different version of organization, different version, different timelines of a particular person, and here and there. So just open ourselves to infinite possibilities. Let's rub our hands. Let's move a little. Let's clap our hands. Direction we are deciding. The direction I like to think is direction isn't me. Like I could use all the visuals like this, that, but it's direction. We are committed to the decision. Sorry, committed to the direction we're heading, and this is to self-love journey and inner peace journey, and completely safe and protected, blessed, abundant. that's where we live. Okay, let's go around our body and love our nails, love our knuckles. When our mind trying to, worries our heart, it's like this is what happening, like trigger warning, right? But because that's the programming, because mind cannot pass through our past experience. Our mind only determines and think about things from our past life, not past life, but the past experiences. This happened in the past, so this will happen again. But here comes the power of believing the possibilities. Like, I don't, just because it happened in the past doesn't mean that it will happen again, right? I like to believe in infinite possibilities. Let's move our head. So use our palm, right palm, place it in here, left hand, and squeeze your head like a marshmallow. And once you're ready, let's twist the skin right side forward, left side backward. Blah. Expand in three-dimensional, sideways, up and down, but also move in multi-dimensional way, learning to ask your heart, learning to ask your body, why are you so tense? Because you're holding on to rigid thinking. Why is my neck so tight? Just relax. There's nothing serious going on here, right? Let that hands melt. And okay, let's do walk on the jar. This should be done like every day, several times a day. It will make a huge difference. We all have patterns, and in order for us to break the pattern, old patterns, we need to catch yourself. We need to make a change. And as I'm moving my fascia, I'm reminding myself, it's like, oh, I want to flow. I'm going to flow. It's all up to me. It's all up to me. It's all up to me. I have power. And I move my body. Let's use the 2 fingers and then grab and twist. I'm just twisting like this. Move around. Thank you, body. Thank you, body, for holding all this for a very long time. I'm not going to live like this anymore. So I'm going to take care of you. I'll never abandon you. I pay attention to the feedback that you give me every single day, every minute. So once you started to really pay attention to that sensation, you know that when you have a certain thought, body tightens up. And at this moment, let's just know that whatever tightens you up, it's not good for you. It's not for me. But then, even though it is good for you, but when you have fearful thoughts, your body tightens up. That's why you need to use the discernment of your heart and the intention and feeling, right? What is your intention in life? We are learning to take back our power, reclaim our life, reclaim our power, and tell the world, I create my own world. Oh, that felt good. That's the 3 fingers underneath. Just go for the tight spot. I'm just pressuring in, twist. You can really squeeze. Ooh. Let that fascia melt. Work with you, dance with you. Dance with your fascia, dance with your emotions. Move the energy. Moving is good, moving is good, moving is good. Shake it out, shake it out. Okay, let's do sinus. Take your right hand, go to the left side of your nose, and chin it, and literally do a couple times to get the good stretch. So once you stretch them and they start moving around, play with the idea which way feels more. And move your body, move your body. Our DNA is changing. We're creating a new life that we deserve. Thank you, body. I love myself. I'm raising my self-worth every single day. Catching and fishing myself when I have the different thoughts. Let's go to the right side of your nose and feel the skin. Find that point where you can really stretch. And I've been doing this for a very long time. You really don't need Botox and fillers. They were very toxic. I've seen a lot of videos coming out about Botox and fillers. Yeah, it's all about working inside, right? Like we all have insecurity and how our body works and try to do something about it. But the choices that you make also have consequences. I would like to make healthier choice so I don't have to deal with that negative consequences afterwards. Okay. Now, I like to go here, around, just here. Just stretch and rest it out. And use stretch. Fascia melts, move around. Ooh. Okay. How are you guys feeling? I feel good. The neck was important, especially when you sleep, the way you sleep affects, right? The back of your head. Just give yourself a little massage, move the skin around, bringing back movement, bringing back flow. That's what's important. So that you can think better and when you can perceive better, because we're always perceiving, but when your body, your fascia has a lot of restriction, we distort that energy coming in, right? And we want to clear the filter and have less distortions, like literally have torque pattern, right? So when you have that torque pattern, then you tend to perceive things negatively. So we're just like taking care of ourselves so that we can perceive energy in the most optimal, joyful, expansive way. So, yeah, that's why I love working on my fascia and do some meditation. And like crystal quartz help, this has been really helping me grounding myself, knowing that it's like learning to ask my heart using this, grounding myself. What do I want? What do I want? So learning to listen to your voice is one thing, and learning to differentiate different type of voice coming from different area, mind, feeling, and love, and your heart, and your inspiration, intuition. But also, let's also add the intention, weighing all the options, and the heart is the queen bee, but this heart also follows the intention of your life. So let's conclude our live here. Today is a Capricorn decision making day. What you commit is what you become. You don't have to commit to destination today. All you have to commit is the direction, the journey, the process you are going through with your feelings in the heart. That's all that is. So hope you guys have a great morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are. Thank you, Sullivan, and I'll see you guys back tomorrow. Bye. Thank you. You too. Bye, Lee.